Welcome everyone to 99 Years of Billion Road, and this is year 13, and I'm here with Rowdy Ross because this is an episode that we're going to talk about the TV show From. How are you, Rowdy Ross?
I'm doing good. If this is the 13th year, I feel like I should start speaking in like a squeaky voice, like my voice is cracking.
Ooh, that sounds fun. Maybe you could use that for a monster voice at some point.
No, will not be doing that.
Wait, but you offered.
I know, but I reneged on it immediately.
All right, fine. All right, so before we get into From discussion, which will contain spoilers for the TV show, I do want to just get the last topic out of the way because I usually answer the previous topic, and Rowdy Rush, you're free to answer as well. The last video topic was, which are you looking forward to more this October in the gaming world? Silent Hill 2 Remake. What's this guy doing? Silent Hill 2 Remake or Alan Wake 2?
I have to actually lean towards Silent Hill, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why is that? Do you have a reason or no?
The flip of a coin. Maybe ask me tomorrow and I'll have a different answer.
Fair. Alright, and plus, trailers and all that. If a trailer comes out for it, maybe you change your mind. Let me just see where I am, because I have to remember what I did last year.
I guess you put those two together because they're the same genre?
They're also, I believe, being released in October.
As is Spider-Man.
See, Spider-Man has fallen off my list because of... I definitely am looking forward to those two more than Spider-Man, for sure.
Okay, yeah.
There's no chance I'm getting Spider-Man now, because unless something moves, maybe, but even so, I'm actually not as hyped as I thought I was going to be for Spider-Man. Alright, wait, hold on, I gotta see here. I guess I'm going to continue to take the plane. Oh wait, no, I'm not on a plane. The plane's...
Are there any snakes on this plane?
No, there are not.
Oh, that's a shame.
How far is every... Oh, I'm not... I think everyone else is... I'm the furthest away. Alright, I'll use this. So I can catch up to them. Anyway, for me, I'm going to agree with you. I think for me... I was going to say Final Fantasy. For me, it's Silent Hill 2 as well. I think for me, the reason why that's the case, and I'm curious if you feel the same way, Alan Wake hasn't really been a part of gaming since whenever the original came out. Whereas there have been other Silent Hill games.
Right. Silent Hill is kind of it has a legacy, whether or not the last couple ones were any good, and the whole PT thing notwithstanding. Silent Hill has a lasting legacy. Alan Wake has one game. Yes, it was well received, but considering how long it took to get a sequel, obviously the demand wasn't as high as there was to right the ship in Silent Hill.
Right.
And we see, like, you saw what the remakes did for the Resident Evil franchise, so obviously they're hoping something like this could help Silent Hill.
Right. And of course, I think the other thing for me is that Silent Hill 2 is probably my favorite Silent Hill game.
I think it's, as far as I've heard, it's everyone's favorite.
So I guess maybe I'd be thinking differently if they were like, hey, we're making a remake of Silent Hill 4. Like, maybe I wouldn't care as much then.
Right.
So yeah, we'll think of a new topic, or I'll think of a new topic for later in this episode. What is he? Oh, he has the bad monster. This is great news. Okay. From. What episode was the last episode? Well, there goes that. What episode was the last episode? 7?
Yes, the most recent episode was episode 7.
Okay. So how do you want to start this discussion of the TV show From? We are now entering spoiler territory for up until episode 7.
Yes, spoiler territory, no turning back, because as with the TV show From, you are just going to loop right back here.
Right.
Where to begin? I guess we should cover, the cliffhanger of 6, being that they found a way to kill one of the monsters.
Yes.
And they don't have a name for these monsters, right? They don't really call them anything.
To my knowledge. Oh,
right, like...
This is big. I got an item shop. Hold on, I got... What do we want to get, Rowdy Ross? What do we want to get? We want Ultima 5 dice for sure. I mean, I could buy a whole lot of shit, actually. Castaway sword.
What's this no-sell amulet? Does that mean you don't have to sell any?
It never
injuries?
works. It never. I don't. I feel like this never. Oh no, not this. It's the thing that begins with an F. That's the one that never works. This works. We'll get one of these. Sure. Was that it? I can only buy those?
Are you out of money?
Yeah. Oh, maybe I'm out of space. I don't need so many follower bazookas. Yeah, see, okay. I'll do another Ultima 5 dice. Because I want to get to the spot before everyone else does. And I think I'm good. Let's get rid of one more follower bazooka.
Now, I forget... Obviously, it's not a star, obviously, because it's not Mario Party.
Correct.
What's the spot you're going for? Is like the property you can buy or something?
Well, the spot is you just get to there and you remember, then you go and you just hit the spot and you get like a bonus from it, and you based on monster color and yeah, and then it moves and you could get a streak if you're the one that keeps hitting it.
Okay.
So yeah, you get money from it too, from obviously being the one that hits the spot.
I started my question thinking it was some sort of Mario Party thing. I forgot I'm basically dealing with a Monopoly thing, so no star collecting.
Okay, so yeah, you say killed the monster. Is it weird of me to think I'm still not convinced they're dead?
I mean, if you want to jump ahead to the end of the episode, I think it's pretty obvious that they're dead.
Okay. Well, let's see. All right, well, why don't we pick it up from there? So, is this me? No, it's not me.
Yeah, I kind of.
Can I just say also that the ending of this episode was the scariest ending I think I've seen of the entire show?
I'd think so, because it was actually like a threat right in one of the characters' faces, and maybe one of the first, or at least one of the better jump scares that they've done. But yeah, we'll get back to that. But back to the dead monster. Smiley, of course, it's the most recognizable, most famous, quote unquote. He's like the ringleader of sorts for the monsters. I guess they had to sacrifice him in order for that death to have any kind of impact. If it was just like, what did you say your favorite was? The Milkman?
The Milkman.
I mean, would you agree that Smiley was more important than the Milkman?
Oh, of course, because he's on the poster.
Right.
But I like the Milkman because I like the Milkman because I just think, what happened to you? You were delivering milk, and then you became this?
Yeah. Where did you go wrong?
Where did you go wrong? I was using Ultima 5 dice.
If you had just stayed in school, you wouldn't have become a night-dwelling monster.
Correct.
Stay in school, kids.
So, yeah, I was scared. That was the most scared I think I've been on the entire show's existence, the ending. But I don't think he's dead. Meaning, what's his face? The one...
Elgin?
Yeah.
No, I don't think he's... Yeah, obviously they leave him in the danger, but I don't think they're going to kill him off just from that. Obviously, it's just going to be one of those scares, and he's going to probably run and tell Julie what happened. Okay,
I'm going to guess you do not like him and Julie's relationship?
It's...
Based on what you said, how you said that?
It's fine. I don't know
what... It doesn't sound fine if you're asking me, if to you.
Well, I just don't understand, like, what did the... I don't even remember what they bonded over initially, but I guess they're around the same age.
Right.
Maybe that's the start of it. Possibly.
Mm-hmm. So, for this episode, and I think I'm in the minority after reading what people said, but I'm going to say it anyway. I feel like I was on Kenny's side with this episode. Like, what are
You
you guys
didn't
even
want them
doing? What are you even doing? Like, I feel like now that they've opened this creature up, I think anyone that was in that room now has the blood, and will see visions that could possibly kill them later on.
You might be right, and maybe we'll find that out. But yeah, I can see that. Like, we don't have the medical facilities to quarantine and to isolate. No, we're just haphazardly slicing and dicing this creature with no knowledge of what we're getting into.
Yeah, and
so yeah, he has a point, but from a viewer perspective, no, cut the bastard open.
Sure.
I want to see.
I'm just thinking of when Christy and him were talking on the outside. I'm like, I don't know. I feel like he's kind of right. And if I was in this position, I'd be like, no, I don't want. I'm surprised they just let this creature lay on a table and don't. I don't know, restrain him, put it in a closed room. Put it in a closed room. Right. Like, you don't. I'm just not convinced he's dead for some reason, even though they opened his insides and found yellow stuff, apparently.
Yeah, that was the bile from the gallbladder, which is an organic material that humans do make. So I think that was why they were so excited about it, because it gave them something to, I guess, a little thing to hang on to and to figure out from then on. But throughout all the scenes where they were actually working on him, they kept getting a close-up of his face.
I know, yeah.
I was waiting for it, and that would have been another jump scare to be perfect. Though they did do the quasi jump scare of, I'm forgetting her name, Christy's girlfriend having her little fever dream, thinking that he woke up, and then he jumped at the camera like that.
I was tricked and thought that was real.
Yeah, and that would have, because I have to imagine, like, all the close-ups during the surgery and everything, the way it was built up, everyone and their mother expected him to wake up anyway. Like, this is too easy. He's not dead yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so like I said, I agreed with Kenny as far as if I was there, I'd be like, no. First off, they all got lucky that this even worked.
Right.
They've had no basis at all to believe that Boyd doing what he did would actually work. They took a leap of faith, basically.
Right, he could have wound up dead.
Exactly. And now they're just gonna I guess I kind of see her argument of like, oh, this is our one chance to kill them, but I'm like, I don't know, I feel like more things could have gone bad than good.
Right. And you're right. I think any rational person would definitely question a rookie. What is she? She keeps calling herself a third-year med student.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, and she's gonna perform an autopsy on a creature of unknown origin.
What do you think the tree losing the leaves mean?
Well, Victor thinks it's gonna mean something bad, and Ethan, ever the optimist, thinks, hey, who knows? It might mean something good. Does it mean we're changing seasons? Okay, then what caused this shift in, I don't know, polar alignment in this town where the seasons are now changing? Does it mean they're going to go to winter? And that opens up a whole
new
can of worms.
Yeah, and one new question, like, how do these creatures deal with the snow and or the extreme heat, stuff like that?
Or we get into Yellow Jackets territory, and when it gets cold, people just start eating each other.
I mean, I guess that could happen too. I mean, do you believe that there's a mole in the town?
I would have said no, and I didn't even. I literally skimmed through this just before we watched it. I would have said no, even after watching the last episode. But skimming through it just before, and Laura said this too, Donna's acting a little sus.
Okay.
There was the scene where Julie was talking to Ellis and Fatima. I probably mispronounce her name and say it differently every time.
I get it confused too, but I do think it's Fatima instead of Fatima. I believe I told her both. I think Fatima is correct.
I'll call her Fat Ma.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, but yeah. And then like Donna came in with the tray of food for Ellis, and she just seemed so awkward talking to Julie.
Mm-hmm.
And like, oh, leaving so soon? Okay, guess you should leave. Like, she just came off a little weird, and maybe a little nosy with the whole, Fatima pregnancy thing.
Right.
Yeah, but she did seem genuinely happy. But again, who can you trust in this anymore?
Agreed.
Talking about the mole, I think there was maybe only 1 or 2 mentions in all 7 episodes of a voice at the other end of the radio. Jim's the only one talking about it. They're really not touching on that.
Mm-hmm.
Which may or may not mean it was the bartender.
Yeah.
Because the bartender's been...
And and that's the other thing you have to remember here is that they're keeping the fact that they killed this creature quiet. Boyd, yeah. I wrote a note here. That's who got it? Oh, good. He's in last place. I don't care if he gets it. Hopefully, Billion King, who I believe is the furthest away, will get the bad monster from this. I have the note here of Boyd saying keeping things quiet. I feel like keeping things quiet didn't work out last time.
Right. And back to Elgin and Julie. First chance he gets, Elgin tells Julie what had happened.
Oh, and she's definitely going to tell somebody. It's just a matter of how soon.
She'll tell Ellis and Fatima.
You don't think she's going to tell her own family first?
Probably not.
I mean, it does seem like that relationship seems to be a little bit on the better end.
Yeah.
Than when they started here. Which again leads to the question of, are we starting to see a pattern with certain people this season of maybe why they're here and that they've had some kind of change of life? Like, the bus driver was just finished school or something like that. The guy, Jade, he started his own company or something.
Oh yeah, like sold his company for a big,
right. Jim's family were pretty much going to be broken up because of the divorce.
Right.
I don't know if we know what Boyd's situation was, if anything.
I don't know, because Ellis was in the car, his wife was in the car, they weren't talking about anything.
Right.
So I don't think there's anything, not that I can remember. The boat? He was going to get a boat?
Okay.
Is that big enough to fucking
I mean, it
is
something. I don't know if maybe he was planning to live on the sea.
Right.
Alright, let's see how I do here. One other thing I want to talk about with this one is I don't know the guy's name that's living on the bus. I don't know his name. Do you know his name?
Randall.
That droid is gonna have something to do with something, right?
Right. Well, Jim's idea, because he can't let go of his fucking radio, is to have him carry. Like, I guess they're gonna rebuild the radio or make a small radio. He's gonna have the drone fly it up to try and catch a signal.
Right.
So, my idea is, we have confirmed this for me. Okay. Have we seen people use flashlights on cell phones to light up a dark area? I have to believe there's a cell phone. No?
No.
Because I'm like, okay, I can accept that there's no cell phone signal.
Yes.
But someone has to have a cell phone somewhere. Get that drone, strap a phone to it, start video recording, and scope out the area. See how far this shit goes.
Okay.
Like where all the trees are.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you can't do it on foot because the force is just gonna turn you backwards, or whatever happened to Boyd at the end of the first season with the spider webs and all that crap that again was never explained. Fantastic. But I want to see them use the drone to like survey the area.
Right.
Would it work?
I think that might be where they're gonna lead to, actually.
Right. There's got to be a camera somewhere, a phone somewhere.
Look at this guy. He's racking up like 7 monsters.
That bastard.
Right.
Got to catch them all. Sorry, wrong property.
How do you think this season's what do you think they're leading to for the season finale?
speaking of monsters, my little monster just came in the room.
What does he have to say for himself?
He's just sniffing my water bottle that I have on the floor next to me. He says hi.
Okay.
And his birthday is soon, so he's gonna want presents from you.
Okay, great.
Um,
I'll take Billion King's monster.
There you go. Get Fozzie a monster. He'll make friends.
Yeah. Oh, a property I actually get from that. Here, this is what your dog gets. Whatever I took, he gets an udon shop.
What does that mean?
Isn't that like a type of food?
Oh yeah, maybe. But where do I think they're heading? I haven't the faintest idea because
I think it's the wedding.
The radio. Oh, maybe. Because I was gonna say the radio was very much the focus of the last half of the first season. I don't really they haven't really even touched on the wedding, though. Now that I was saying that, Fatima's pregnancy, at the beginning of the episode, she didn't really want to tell him, but then we left them off with, I have to tell you something. So maybe she'll tell him. They'll cry, they'll weep, they'll be happy, and then maybe they'll agree. They'll decide to bump up the wedding for the end of the season.
Wait, who's the monster of the year? This guy. Of course, both of them have the monster of the year. Not me, though. I don't have the mole. Anyway, I think it's going to be the wedding.
And then,
because one of the drawings at the beginning of the show also has a photo of what looks to be Fatima and Ellis. And there's and there's a hand.
I always skip the damn intro.
By the way, you know what I learned? I don't know if you knew this, but that's not an original song.
No, I know.
Well, it's a cover from a Doors Day song.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I didn't know that. First off, I listened to the Doors Day song. Not a fan at all.
No.
I definitely prefer this version of Que Sera Sera.
Yes. And I think the ending instrumental is the same song.
I think so too.
But every time it plays, I say to Laura, "What? This song always sounds familiar. What is it?" She's like, "It's just the intro without the words."
So I read someone say this. I don't know if it's true. I'm curious what you think of this theory that the thing that attacked Ellis was Fatima. Not Ellis. In the tub. They got Elgin in the tub.
Elgin, yeah. A bad naming convention having the same name, but whatever. I've heard that too, and actually, I believe it was yesterday, the actress that plays Fatima was on the From TV show Instagram taking questions. And I submitted, though she didn't pick it to respond to on the feed, but at least one other person submitted the idea of, were you the creature that attacked Elgin? She went on to say, of course not. Why? I love Elgin. Why would I do that? And then she side-eyed the camera, probably just fucking with it. But still, I do see that though. I do see where people are getting that from. The same hair, sort of the same wardrobe. It even going back to look at it, it kind of looked like one of the overshirts she wore in this episode, just not as tattered and dirty.
Right.
So, it would be weird. I don't know how, they come back around to it.
Well, what about the theory I saw of that he's her son?
Yeah, that one too. Did I throw that one at you?
No, I read that somewhere. I definitely read a bunch of them.
Yeah, that it's a time loop.
I mean, it would make sense, but why he's like, we can't be here, and
right, it's a time loop of he's their son and he's coming back there. And yeah, I could see that, but then we're getting really weird and sci-fi, which yes. I'm not against, but I feel like whatever audience they have, some of them might see that. If that happens, some of them might see that and be out. But maybe not, because this, how many weird twists like that did Lost pull out of their ass?
Right, exactly.
So, and I wanted to, there's that was something I wanted to touch on too. There also is a section of viewers, whether or not they actually watch it or they're just trolling, complaining about how slow the storyline is moving in this show.
I don't know. I think that's every show. There's always like a little bit of slowness. I don't know if I could think of something that's like, oh, full speed all the way, all the time.
Right. I mean, I could argue. Did you watch 24 when it originally ran?
Yeah. Okay. That's because of the format. Okay. That's
right.
True.
Always left on a cliffhanger. Always had shit going on. Like every commercial break could be a cliffhanger in certain episodes. So, but yeah, and I'm thinking like for a TV show like this, it's all about the mystery and unraveling the mystery and creating more mysteries. If people complain this much about this show, if a show like if Lost had launched today, imagine how annoyed people would be week to week. I know, like, I haven't watched it. I think I've watched maybe the entirety of the first season, maybe.
Okay.
But like, I know certain episodes were dedicated to one person.
Yeah.
And like other people were non-existent for those episodes. A format like that today, people would be pulling their goddamn hair out, wondering what the hell is Locke doing,
right,
while we're focusing on Sawyer. So, or Kate, or Jack, or those are the only names I know.
Sure.
Jorge. No, Jorge's the actor.
Yeah.
Hugo? Is
yes.
he the big guy? Okay.
No,
yeah.
and honestly, if we're going to talk about some Lost stuff, I mean, Fatima being pregnant was very Lost vibe-ish to me. Because they were like, there's something that isn't supposed to happen. It's happening here.
Did anyone get pregnant in Lost? I think the Australian lady was pregnant in the crash.
Other people, someone else did get pregnant in Lost, 100%.
Oh, okay.
They definitely gave me very like, oh, look, this place did something good for someone. I mean, You could also argue that it saved a marriage in Jim and Tabitha. That could be argued as well. Oh, there's that mole. What's he doing?
Mole.
I think he just ate my item.
That's not nice.
He ate my follower bazooka. That wasn't nice at all. Let's see. What else do I have in my notes here about the flying droid?
Yeah. The guy that stabbed Ellis is just locked in a room somewhere.
Right. Do you think he's gonna get the box?
Right now, no.
I think. Why do they? I mean,
maybe.
I guess someone put some spell on me here. I've only been able to move one space in the last 3 turns.
That doesn't seem fair. So I feel like the feeling right now, no, he's not gonna get the box.
I don't think he's.
But once Boyd gets wind of it,
year end,
maybe. Weren't you just in? Wait, was I not paying attention? Because the last time I looked, you were in June.
Yeah, no, you weren't paying attention. I kind of noticed that I was in January at one point. So here's what I'm gonna say for that. Here's my prediction for: does this guy go in the box? No, and I'm gonna tell you, I think he doesn't go into the box because I think this is gonna be. They're gonna somehow even it out where. They're going to say, if Sarah didn't go in the box, this guy doesn't have to go in the box either. And it's going to be an agreement.
Right. She wasn't in that this last episode,
I don't think she was in the episode before the last one either, to be honest with you.
It's weird.
I don't know. I don't even know where she last was. The last thing I remember from Sarah was she got her Christmas ornament or whatever it was.
Oh, then Kenny broke it, though.
Okay, but that's right, and then he breaks it, but then that's the last I remember of her.
Right. So
because
she's in,
Boyd,
isolation.
Yeah, because Boyd goes to see her, but then the ballerina comes out, and all that happens.
Right.
Hold on, let me just see real quick. I don't think that's... Oh, I have to get the partner bonus. With the most companions, Money Ninja. Alright, fine. Wow, I dropped big time.
Where did you start?
I think second.
Oh shit.
You know what it was? I guarantee you it was these move one space nonsense.
Maybe I'm bad luck for you.
Last time you were good luck, though. Remember, I actually moved up a spot last time.
Oh, well.
Whatever, it is what it is. I mean, look, it's only year 13. I have how many more years to catch up to be in first?
Don't ask me to do math.
Anyway, okay, so what were we saying about From before I did the results?
We were talking about the box and where Sarah is.
Yeah, because Boyd was supposed to go back into. He went to the church. The ballerina came out again.
Right.
And it makes me remember if that guy at the beginning of the season that gave his blood to Boyd, didn't he say something about. He said something about when the music stops. And that's got me really wondering, like, okay, what happens? Do you die? Do you turn into a creature?
You're right.
And why the hell? And I never really understood that. Why? I don't really get why Boyd at this point had not told Sarah, this is what's happening to me. Because with exception of killing the creature, this seems something very similar to what was going on with her. And he knew about that.
Right. Don't know.
What's the, do you have it up? Why don't we take a look at what episode 8's description is? Can you look that up? And we'll discuss it real quick before we head out of here.
Alright, thankfully I had the IMDb page for From up. So, episode 8. In their pursuit of the truth about the town, Jim and Randall hatch a dangerous plan. Meanwhile, a new form of terror is brewing.
Okay.
Ooh.
What do you think the new form of terror is?
I don't know.
I'm wondering if it's the visions and
Fatima's pregnancy?
Yeah, they're afraid of the baby.
Maybe.
Will the baby be born a creature?
Maybe.
I think what they mean by that, now that I'm thinking about it, it's the fact that everyone that was in that room now has this blood that is seeing different things. That's what I think that is.
Right. I don't quite get what the ballerina is yet, because you got Jim who started seeing it after his blood, after the guy with the blood thing, and then Chrissy's girlfriend saw it in her dream.
Mm.
Elgin saw it just before he got attacked in the bath. So there's no real trigger, so to speak. So it's not necessarily just because Jim got that blood infection. Mm-hmm. It's not just because the one chick's going through massive withdrawals.
Right.
So still not sure what causing it.
The only one that hasn't seen anything is Christy, right? That was in that room. Well, I mean Ellis, but he was knocked out. I guess Fatima didn't see anything either.
I don't think Kenny's seen it.
Oh, yeah, you're right. All right, so it's more people than I thought. Maybe this episode is going to be where all of them start seeing something.
Maybe it's just a massive influx of dancing ballerinas.
I'm just realizing something on my year 13. Look how far away Billion King is.
Running away with it.
This was like a dominant year for him, because I don't think, if I look back at the photo of year 12, I don't think it was this far away. That's, again, I have plenty of time to catch up, I suppose. Alright, I gotta think of a topic non-From related for my next thing here.
See, I was wondering, when you said that at the beginning, I was like, no, I knowing you, I figured you had all these laid out.
No, I just kind of wing it and see what... Because I never know when I'm recording any of these, really. I mean, before year 12, I hadn't recorded new 99 Years of Billion Road for like 3 weeks. Hell, let's put it this way. The last one before 12 was you. And the question was Legend of Zelda versus Final Fantasy 16, and by then Legend of Zelda came out already.
Right.
So it's really... So I usually try to pick things that are like within the moment here. Oh, screen went black there real quick. All right. Let's see. What else? What's been going on in the world?
The fucking Canadian Wildfires.
I was thinking of that. All right, fine. If you've experienced the Canadian wildfires, what was your response in seeing the sky all yellow and even
It
some
actually
reddish?
kind of looked like the background of your fucking video game.
Yeah. So yeah, there's your question. If you experienced the Canadian wildfires, how did you? What was your reaction? There we go. There's the question. What was your reaction to the Canadian wildfires?
I know what my reaction was.
All right, why don't you give it now, since I don't know.
Blame Canada.
Okay. I haven't talked to Josiah about it, by the way, who's my friend in Canada.
Not to out his fucking location entirely. He lives on the East Coast,
I
right?
mean, look, I was able to visit him, so yeah, he's
Right.
close enough where I'm pretty sure he was the next. I think they're provinces. I think he might have been the next
Yeah.
province over. But I also know that he was out of town earlier in the week too, so I don't really know where he went in Canada. I do know, I just don't know where it is compared to where he was.
Not to be accusatory, but is he possibly a smoker, or did he go on a barbecue
I'm
at
gonna
any
tell
point?
you, it sounds like there's a lot of accusing going on here.
No, I just asking questions. I'm not saying I'm just asking
those
questions.
people, just asking a question.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, any final thoughts on From before we head out of here?
I don't get what people think where it's moving slow. The last 2 episodes, I feel like maybe the most that's happened, so it's definitely feels like it's ramping up.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not that it hasn't been good, but it's starting to get really good.
Yeah.
And Laura asked me before, she's like, has it been renewed yet? So far, no.
I mean, I gotta be honest with you. I think even if it is renewed, we won't see it for a long time because of the writer's strike.
That's true.
So I'm not even getting my hopes up on it being renewed because I'm like, either way, I'm waiting for probably at least another year and a half on this one.
Right, yeah, that sucks.
So it is what it is. All right, everyone. Now I am having trouble here with something on the screen, so if it kind of jolts out for a second here, just bear with me. But with that in mind, hold on. I might have just fixed it. Yep, I did. Great. With that in mind, okay, so we're heading out of here. Any final thoughts from you, Rowdy Ross?
I think your Norton is up to date, so
Okay.
that's good.
Thanks for telling everyone my security system stuff.
Oh yeah, because I gave him the password and everything.
That's it. Now I'm going to be hacked, and I'll blame you.
I will do the hacking. Maybe it's Josiah. Maybe he's doing it too. He's just a menace.
With his wildfires and all that.
Yeah.
Like I said, I just think people should give From a chance, and I think people will. I think we're going to be in for a while before we get a new season, so there's going to be plenty of time for people to give From a chance if it's renewed. I think it'll be renewed. What else does that MGM Plus have?
I don't know, but yeah, I mean, hopefully, let's say the season wraps and there's still a writer's strike. Hopefully, the network has enough confidence in it to really like push it and hell, throw it on Netflix too. Like try to get it out there to get people to subscribe to you. I would hope for that. And anyone within the sound of my voice, if you like Lost at all, check it out.
Yep. All right, everyone. I'll catch you next time for some more 99 Years of Billion Road.